Iran confirms Supreme Leader Khamenei dead, launches new wave of airstrikes. Passengers suffer as more than 50 Middle East-bound flights cancelled. City Corporation polls after Ramadan, says Election Commissioner Masood. An operation soon to catch top-listed criminals, extortionists, says Home Minister. Very good evening. Those were the headlines. I'm Salim Kadir and you're watching English Bulletin. Viewers, we're now starting the bulletin with Iran-Israel issue. Iranian state media have confirmed that Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in his office in the Israeli-US attacks on Iran, following earlier reports of his killing by US and Israeli officials. A 40-day mourning period for the long-time Iranian leader has been announced. The Sunday confirmation comes after Iran's Tasnim and Mehr news agencies initially reported that Khamenei remained steadfast and firm in commanding the field. US President Donald Trump wrote in a post on his Truth Social platform earlier in the day that 86-year-old Khamenei was killed in the joint US-Israeli airstrikes, which began early on Saturday. While Iranian authorities have long planned for the possible killing of Khamenei in the event of war with the US and Israel, his assassination injects new uncertainty into an unfolding conflict that has already spurred concerns that fighting could escalate and expand further. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had earlier also claimed that there were growing signs that Khamenei had been killed. Iran launched a new wave of missile and drone attacks on Sunday targeting US military bases in the region and Israel, in retaliation for a massive attack that killed Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. 27 US bases in the region, as well as Israel's military headquarters and a defense industries complex in Tel Aviv, were among the targets. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian declared Khamenei's killing a declaration of war against Muslims and warned. He said Iran considers its legitimate duty and right to avenge the perpetrators and masterminds of the historic crime. The powerful head of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, Ali Larijani, declared, "The brave soldiers and the great nation of Iran will teach an unforgettable lesson to the international oppressors." Iran has appointed Ali Reza Arifi as the jurist member of its temporary leadership council following the death of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei in US-Israeli strikes. The appointment occurred on Sunday, as reported by the ISNA news agency. Arifi, a cleric and member of the Guardian Council, joins President Masoud Pezeshkian and Chief Justice Ghulam Hossein Mohseni Ezizi on the council, which handles the Supreme Leader's duties until the Assembly of Experts selects a successor. State media repeated the announcement, noting Arifi's role in the interim body. The ongoing conflict in the Middle East has disrupted air travel in Bangladesh, with a total of 54 flights cancelled or temporarily suspended at Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport today. Dhaka Airport sources that the flights had been suspended from yesterday till this noon. However, no unusual passenger congestion was observed at the airport today. Amid the crisis, US Bangla Airlines has resumed flights to Saudi Arabia and Oman. The airline said scheduled flights to Riyadh and Jeddah in Saudi Arabia and Muscat in Oman would operate as per schedule from 1st March. Passengers have been requested to arrive at the airport at least 4 hours before departure and collect the boarding passes from the check-in counters. Some 54 Middle East-bound flights from Dhaka have been cancelled from Saturday to Sunday due to security risks in the airspace of the Middle East as a result of the Israeli-US attack on Iran. Executive Director of Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport Group Captain SM Rajib Samad confirmed the matter. The situation arose after several countries, including Bahrain, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates and Qatar announced temporary closure of the airspace, causing inconvenience to passengers. However, flight operations on other routes, including Europe, remain normal. Expatriate Welfare Minister Ariful Haq Chaudhry assured that no passengers will be stranded and the government has made all arrangements to alleviate their suffering. Prime Minister's Foreign Affairs Advisor Humayun Kabir said that there is no reason to worry about fuel oil in Bangladesh due to the unrest in the Middle East. He said that the government is giving utmost importance to the security of Bangladeshi citizens residing there. The advisor told reporters after a meeting with the Prime Minister Tariq Rahman at the Secretariat. Jamaat's Naibi Amir and lawmaker ATN Azharul Islam announced a call for a larger program, including boycotting the US and Israel's products if they do not stop the war in Iran. Jamaat-e-Islami on Sunday afternoon held a protest march from National Mosque Baitul Mukarram to protest the attack on Iran and the death of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The march ended at Kakrail intersection via Polton Bijoynagar. At a rally before the march, ATN Azharul Islam said this war is not only against Iran, but is also against the Muslim world and democracy and peace-loving people. Noting that many countries will be affected by the war, he called for an immediate end to this war. Election Commissioner Abdur Rahmaniyal Masood said the city corporation elections and local government elections will be held after Ramadan. He said this at the Best Reporting Award ceremony organized by Reporters Forum for Elections and Democracy (RFED) at Nirbachan Bhavan in capital's Agargaon on Sunday. He said that the Election Commission will take action accordingly after the parliament decides whether there will be party symbols at local government polls. Rahmaniyal Masood expects journalists to play a constructive and impartial role in the activities of the EC.
মেয়র পদে পার্টি নমিনেটেড বিষয় উল্লেখ রয়েছে কিন্তু তত্ত্বাবধায়ক সরকারের সময় এই জিনিসটাকে বাদ দেওয়া হয়ে একটা বলেছেন যে বিচার করাটা খুব কঠিন অনুষ্ঠিত হবে।
Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed said operation will begin soon to bring to book all top listed criminals and extortionists. He said this while talking to journalists after a meeting with fire service officials at his ministry today. In reply to a question, he said the armed assailants who opened fire at the residence of a businessman in Chattogram early Saturday morning. He ordered to hand over to police if anybody found involved in extortion in the name of BNP. On the trial for police killing during July movement, Salahuddin Ahmed said decision will be taken as per the July Charter. Viewers, we now follow up with a short break and we will be back soon with 9 killed in pro-Iran protests at US consulate in Pakistan's Karachi. Welcome back. You're watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has directed the authorities concerned to keep Dhaka-centric volunteers ready to tackle any possible earthquake. Disaster Management and Relief Minister Asadul Habib Dulu said this while talking to journalists after meeting with the Prime Minister at the Secretariat today. He said the Prime Minister has given several directives, particularly in view of the recent earthquakes that occurred in different places last month, asking to keep 1 lakh volunteers prepared centering Dhaka. Asadul Hasib Dulu also said that they have been asked to identify various playgrounds and schools in Dhaka city to assemble people during the emergencies. Viewers, we now begin with news around the world. At least 9 people were killed and over 30 injured after clashes erupted between police and pro-Iranian protesters in Pakistan's Karachi. Clashes erupted between police and the demonstrators outside the United States consulate in Karachi on Sunday. The demonstrators were protesting US and Israeli strikes on Iran. They died from the gunshot wounds, according to the hospital record, while a rescue service spokesman said 30 others were injured and wounded. Hundreds of pro-Iranian protesters tried to storm the consulate following the US-Israel strikes on Iran. The protesters chanted slogans against the United States, Israel and the allies. Earlier, a crowd of young people climbed over the main gate and gained access to the driveway of the consulate building, smashing some windows. Well, before ending the bulletin, we have top stories once again. Iran confirms Supreme Leader Khamenei dead, launches new wave of airstrikes. Passengers suffer as more than 50 Middle East-bound flights cancelled. City Corporation polls after Ramadan, says Election Commissioner Masood. Operation soon to catch top-listed criminals extortionists, says Home Minister. 9 killed in pro-Iran protests at US consulate in Pakistan's Karachi. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us. Until then, see you soon.